Welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be putting the assembly together for this C-clamp that we created. Now this is the last video that I'm going to use of this example, or I might make a drawing out of it later, but this will be the last one of me doing any kind of 3D modeling and stuff of that nature. So if that's something that you're curious in, please check out the previous videos on those where I actually created this C-clamp as well as these other two parts, which is the connecting rod and the handle. Alright, so now we're going to create an assembly, and what we're going to do in here is go ahead and start with the new button, and then we're going to come down to where it says assembly. Remember that we're still using the inches, so it's going to be a standard inches IAM, and this is how we make assemblies using Inventor. Okay. So once I select that and I start to create one, it should start opening up here in a second. You're going to see that the ribbon at the top is going to change, and it's going to be kind of pretty much straightforward. Now there are some other things that I'm not going to show you in this video, of like bill of material stuff and things of that nature. I may touch a little bit of that if I ever go into doing the drafting of this one, but you know, for this video, just keep in mind all of that stuff is important, especially when it comes to making a parts list or a bill of material. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we need to bring in a part. So I'm just going to select the place button here. And now it's going to go looking for all kinds of parts, and let's see, where did I put that part? If I'm not mistaken, it should be in this folder here. And the one that I'm looking for is going to be clamp. Alright, so let's go ahead and select clamp. It should be following my cursor around. I'll just do a right click and then I'll tell it to be placed grounded at origin. And it's going to lock it into that. Let's go ahead and hit the escape button. And now we have that piece in. Let's go ahead and bring in our other pieces. So I'll go back to the place button here. Just going to use the connecting rod. Hit open. Let's go ahead and select here. Hit escape. And then I'll bring in the last piece, which is going to be the handle. So I'll go back to the place, select handle. Hit OK, and then click somewhere on my screen. Okay, now I want to put this part on the inside of this. Now I know these are two different thread sizes. This is 5/8 and I think this should be 5/8, but I think it's going to kind of overlap on the inside of it, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. The way that we put usually things together here in Inventor, and there are multiple ways of doing it. We have a joint. We also have the one that says constrain, right? So you have these two ways, which is going to be the most or most common way of doing it. And the one that we use the most out of these two are going to be the constraint one. So this is the one that you're going to learn on first. And this one is pretty much like most 3D programs is going to use. So if I go to the constraint menu, it's going to give me a dialog box. And what I have to do is decide, how do I want to place this together? Well, if I want to use a mate onto this one, which is this option here, and then inside the mate, you get a flushed option or you get a mate option. So depending on what you select, these can be lit up or both of them can be lit up. So I'm just going to go find the center line of here, and then I'll go find the center line of here. And once I place that into that, you're going to see that this is what I'm going to get, right? Now, I can flip this. I can do some other things. And most of the time you're going to flip it with these solutions. So you see that I changed the solution, and then it flipped it up to this part going down to the bottom, which is what I wanted. The beginning one had it aligned like this, and that part was at the top. But I'll go ahead and select it. I want that at the bottom. Let's go ahead and hit the OK button. Now, this I can drag down, but you see it can go through it. And once again, this is one of those advanced techniques that I may show you in a later video. But you can put these two in a contact set, and it will stop when it slams down into here. But for what we need on this one, that's in the right place. I'm just going to go ahead and rotate this up a little bit. Okay. Let's go back to the constraint. I'll go ahead and select that face. Go ahead and rotate this down, and I'll select this face. And then those two should slam together and they're going to mate. Let's go ahead and hit the OK button here. And I should leave hit the apply button just to keep them in line with each other. Let's go back to the constraint. Let's go find the center axis on this one. I'll find the center axis on that one. You can see that they are both together. I'll hit the apply button. And now I want to kind of put this symmetrical to it, right? There is a symmetrical option here, but I like to create my models. That way I can use the planes that I have. So I'm just going to expand the connecting rod and the handle here. I'm also going to expand where it says origin on both of them. Right now it's looking for me to go ahead and start selecting things. So here underneath the connecting rod, you can see that I have these planes that lit up. So I'm going to choose this XY plane here. And then I'll come down to my handle here and I'm going to choose the YZ plane. And when I do that, it should snap those two together and line them up. Now you can see right now it's not snapping them together, so I'm just going to change the solution. Once I did that, it flushed and it actually did put them together. Let's go ahead and hit the OK button. And then we'll take a look at our creation here. Now, there are some other things I can do to this. For example, this thing still is allowed to rotate. So I can rotate this handle around. Let's see if it'll do it for me. And of course it won't do it when I need it to do it. I think it's mainly because I can't grab it. Okay, there it is. So you can see that I can spin this thing around, and there's some other things. So there's more constraints that I could add on it. But in reality, you wouldn't care where that handle part at the top is actually developed at, right? So hopefully this was kind of informative to you as we kind of take a look at it. And this is kind of a really brief and quick introduction to how you would constrain things using Inventor. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for coming back. Thank you for constantly tuning into this stuff. And please leave me a comment or let me know if you like this type of content. All right, so I want to thank you for watching this. Keep drafting. Until the next video.